All right, well, I figured let's just check in with the clips. And I moved them out of the window because this morning it was quite hot. There's nothing going on yet, but they're still alive. They haven't turned brown. And the cactus, it's really taken off. It's gotten even bigger than last time. And the jade is doing well. Okay, well, I'm going to take us outside and we're going to go see what's up with the garden. So I guess I'll just start right here at the edge with the peppers. And there isn't a whole lot to report on the garden. We've only had about 3 days of sunshine now. So some of the stuff is, starting to show some new growth, but not a whole heck of a lot. Happy to report that the celery looks pretty good. And I haven't seen the rabbits for a couple of days, so maybe they moved on. I doubt it, but it's still here. So, I mean, that's good. So, like, for instance, this pepper right here, it's hot right now, so the leaves are curling, but it's pushing a little bit of new growth. But like I said, not a whole heck of a lot to report yet. I suppose after these few days of really hot weather, we're going to see some improvements. I haven't given any liquid fertilizer yet because I put the, what is that stuff called? Well, I can't even think what it's called right now. Espoma? Something like that. I put that in the planting holes, so I don't want to over fertilize, but there are a lot of really yellow leaves and they look like they need nutrition, but I don't want to overdo it. Let me show you the butterfly bush. It's starting to get some blooms, and the hummingbirds have been coming over and checking it out. I don't think there's much nectar in the blooms yet. They need to fill up. And this one's rather fragrant, but they've been coming by. They might even buzz my head while I'm out here recording. But they get these humongous blooms. They kind of remind me of like a lilac, the shape of the flower. But I mean, they're gigantic. And the butterflies and the hummingbirds just love it. And the bees, we need to give our bumblebees food. So I figured I would just come out here every week and just sort of like, take some footage, give you an update. Now this, I was thinking, was a cucumber, maybe a mislabeled cucumber, but it's starting to get a little squash. So it's not a cucumber, but this is like the smallest and the weakest out of the bunch. Cucumber does not look happy at all. Tomatoes are doing all right. They're not doing much. We got some new growth on the snap peas, and they've latched onto the cage, so they're starting to do their thing. That's exciting. Let's go back here by the tomatoes. The big boy or big beef or whichever it is, it's doing fine. And I have one little tiny sprout from where I planted bean seeds. And the scarlet runner bean is starting to attach itself now. That's pretty cool. And I'm not seeing any signs of life where I planted the green beans. So next week I'm definitely going to have to go get starts, or I'm just not going to have any beans. We went from being like wet and rainy to dry, and you can see how the soil is terrible in areas, and so like nothing can grow in that compact clay type stuff. But this Scarlet runner bean has attached nicely. Looking good. So overall, everything looks good. The next step is to hopefully get some mulch ordered to the house this next week and get everything mulched. That's going to help a lot with watering and just keeping everything from getting so dried out. And look at my hydrangea. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love hydrangea. And then right next to us here, I have a little bed of dahlias. I pretty much dug up and transplanted most of my dahlias, but I didn't move these. And I need to come out and top them. Like this one's getting a bloom already, and it really is painful to top them. But if you want to have a nice bush, you really want to cut them like way back. And they've gotten a little bit too tall. But it was just so rainy. Like I did not want to come out here and garden and get rained on, you know? So in the next couple of days, hopefully I'll get a chance to show you how to top your dahlias to get bigger, bushier, healthier plants. It's hot out here right now, so everything's kind of like wilting looking. I just watered. But during the day, during the heat, the dahlias will kind of react like this. They get upset. I just planted that butterfly bush this year. The rhododendrons took a huge beating last year when it got up to 115 degrees. They're young. This is maybe their third year, so they did not have enough root system to survive. I've got a plum tree right here. Probably not the healthiest, but we'll get some juicy plums off that. I transplanted these irises. Just trying to get like a baseline before and after. The rhododendrons won't do anything. They're done. Another huge butterfly bush starting to open up. That Japanese maple, I planted that 2 years ago, and it's put on a little bit of growth. It's doing well. So I left, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I left 3 dahlias. They're fine. I ran out of room. I've got these pots. I need to put some more flowers in them. These snapdragons, they're volunteers. They overwintered, and that's awesome. I transplanted a couple dahlias in here. If they live or die, I don't care, really. I just put them there because I didn't have anywhere to put them. Another pot. But I had all of these dahlias in the front yard, and I don't want to deal with front yard and backyard. Now that I tie-dye, I'm not as obsessed with gardening like I used to be. Like I used to just nonstop think about gardening. And now that I have tie-dye, I'm a little bit, my focus is other places. But I transplanted all of these crocosimes and they look terrible. But I didn't want to cut them back because I didn't want to shock them, and then it's hot. I don't want to like overdo it. But I'm working on getting this area all planted in with just like a variety of flowers, like a mixed flower bed. So I've just been accumulating stuff. I got some stuff planted, but I need to plant some more. And oh my gosh, just being in the sun, my iPad feels like it's about to explode. It's like burning my hand. I've got some daisies and geraniums and gosh, I don't even know what in here. If it had a pretty tag, I got some hot lips. They're not very healthy. They stayed in their pot like for 2 years, and then I finally planted them. But the hot lips, it's either hot lips or sweet lips. I think it's hot lips. I don't even know if you can see that. Hummingbirds adore this. So if you see it at your local nursery, Hot Lips, get it. It comes back year after year. It's a perennial. Do you guys know the difference between a perennial and an annual? An annual means you have to plant it every year annually. A perennial means it comes back every year. Took me a long time to figure that one out. So I got to get the blower out here and clean things up. It's a mess. I had baby birds fledge and die issues and just all kinds of stuff going on. And at the end of the day, then I'm like, I don't really feel like doing any cleaning up in the yard. But that's our update for the week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And have fun gardening!